A cold night on April 14, 1912, on the Pacific Ocean, SOS signal was sent off. The signal said that IMS Titanic, the most perfect ship in human history at that time, was in an accident. After the accident, Titanic only had a few hours before being swallowed by the ocean. What happened next? We all know a little. More than 100 years have passed. The details of the disaster are told many times on major media. Every second, every minute of the disaster is represented by countless films or research papers. It seems that no information about the accident is still a secret. But it's not like that. We still have things we don't know. The secrets that have penetrated deep into the bottom of the ocean with a century-old ship. And today, we will be the ones who discover those secrets. Nice to see you again in the latest video of the galaxy. The last secret of the Titanic. There is no doubt that in the early 20th century, Titanic was a symbol of the miraculous prosperity that humans created. The giant ship was full of all the high-end convenience that a married woman wanted to enjoy. But maybe because it was too far away, Mother Nature also wanted to enjoy this high-end luxury of humans. The ship could not be hit by a bird. The wreck was also buried under the ocean. What happened to the Titanic? There are many excuses to explain the Titanic accident in 1912. But somehow they seem to suggest that the fate of the ship is already like that. On April 10, 1912, the world's largest ship, RMS Titanic, started its first voyage from Southampton to New York. When the ship fell, another ship hit the port, suddenly turned on and headed straight for the Titanic. The whole ship died when the two ships were only a few tens of centimeters apart. But thanks to that red color, both sides were able to avoid the collision. Many people call this a stabilization, warning of a bigger disaster coming. On the second day of the ship's voyage, the Titanic docked in Cherbourg and from there went to the Queenstown port in Ireland. Here, hundreds of tons of food and drinks were transported, along with an Egyptian treasure that was taken to the ship. It is a treasure of a close-by woman from the time of Baron Amenhotep IV. It belonged to a British police officer who was taken to New York to sell it to a wealthy businessman. The Titanic received the last passengers on the island before it fell. Now the number of people on the ship includes 885 crew members, 1,316 passengers. In total, the ship is carrying 2,200 living souls. They say that buying a ticket for a ship like the Titanic is buying a ticket to heaven. The Titanic is the embodiment of all the structural, technical, and creative achievements of mankind in the 20th century. It is the ship with the most expensive production cost in history. $7.5 million at the beginning of the 20th century is not a small amount of money. The giant ship has a height of about 4 meters, with a 14-story building. It was built by more than 3,000 workers and the most skilled engineers of the Belfast Company and took more than 3 years to complete. The Titanic has 8 large shafts made of steel, the huge steam boiler with the most powerful safety system. White Star Line, the company that owns the ship, even claimed that even the king could not beat the Titanic. If you want to find an absolute luxury, come with me to this place. One last step on the Titanic's most luxurious boat. Here you can see men with bald hair, loose-fitting clothes, and noble style than anywhere else. The feeling of each detail in this place is an art masterpiece. This lighthouse may be the clearest proof of the rank of the most luxurious boat. Music, treasures, along with the luxury, I don't think there is anything more luxurious than that in this ocean. And this is the result of a ship that cannot sink, as they say, after 100 years of lying on the bottom of the ocean. I know that some people will think about a confrontation with the luxury at the third row, but that is not true. Even if it's the third row, you can't see the little things on this Titanic. A party at the third row has a little breath of a real festival, loud music, black beer, and special Latin dance. I believe that many people will like the atmosphere here more than the third row. But 3,800 meters below the bottom of the sea, Titanic has lost its luxurious and luxuriousness that belongs to it. There are countless traces of time on the ship. In a shabby landscape, it's hard to feel anything here. Some images ask about the clothes of the ship, although there is not much information, but it also allows us to explain a few things. One of those explanations is that the Titanic was sunk by the German submarine during World War I. That can happen in a few cases. However, after the close exploration of the Titanic, the archaeologists assert that the Germans have